He stopped holding my hand in public, started standing a little away. Your replies got shorter every weekend, like you were already halfway gone. You didn't leave all at once, you just left me less each day. And I kept pretending, and nothing had changed. You let me go slowly, one silence at a time. You stayed but you weren't with me, you left me behind. But didn't break me suddenly, you wore my hope down low. You didn't say goodbye to me, you let me go slowly. I noticed I just didn't ask. I was scared of what you'd say. I kept fixing things that weren't broken while you were slipping away. You said you needed space, I gave you all of mine. I loved you harder while you made up your mind. You let me go slowly, with every unanswered goal. I was still fighting for us while you stopped fighting at all. You made me feel crazy for feeling alone. You didn't walk away from me, you let me go slowly. Baby, you would've heard less if you just left me that night. But you stayed long enough to watch me lose the fight. You let me go slowly, so there was nothing left. I kept choosing you every day, you chose yourself. Didn't mean to slightly, but that's how it goes when love fades quietly. And you let me go slowly. I don't hate you for leaving, I just wish you'd been honest with me. You let me go slowly, and I felt every piece. The lights are low, the room feels cold. Another night I face alone. Your name is written in my head, like words I wish I'd never read. I talk to walls that never speak, I fake a strength I couldn't keep. Every mirror knows the truth, I lost myself when I lost you. I learned how to breathe without your air, I learned how to smile when you're not there. But every time the silence starts, it tears me back apart. I'm dancing with my shadow in the dark, holding what you left inside my heart. Everyone sees me smiling somehow, but I'm breaking where the light runs out. I move like I'm okay somehow, but I'm just trying not to fall down. I'm dancing with my shadow now, where the light runs out. I keep your voice inside my phone like proof I wasn't dreaming love. Your goodbye still sounds the same, soft and sharp like quiet pain. I go outside, the world still spins, but nothing feels the way it did. They ask me if I'm finally free. I say yeah, but not to me. I learned how to walk past all the signs. I learned how to lie and say I'm fine, but every now and I come home, I feel you when I'm alone. I'm dancing with my shadow in the dark, holding what you left inside my heart. Everyone sees me smiling somehow, but I'm breaking where the light runs out. I'll move like I'm okay somehow, but I'm just trying not to fall down. I'm dancing with my shadow now, where the light runs out. If loving you was a mistake, it's one I still don't want erased. I'd rather feel this broken truth than forget the shape of you. I'm dancing with my shadow in the dark, still carrying your name in my heart. Let them believe I figured it out, or I'm still lost when the lights go out. I'll keep moving, I'll survive even with this ache inside. I'm dancing with my shadow now, till the morning finds me somehow. When the music fades away, I'm still here with my shadow. The radio's playing something bright, everyone's singing like they're fine, but every note just takes me back to a version of me I can't get back. I hear a laugh in every line, your shadow dancing in my mind. I try to let the moment stay, but it slips through me anyway. I don't know why it hurts this way. I thought the words had already played. Even happy songs make me cry. They sound like you, they sound like us. I smile, but it's just a lie. I'm breaking where it hurts the most. I turn the volume up real high, so no one hears my voice give up. Even happy songs make me cry. Since you've been gone, walking past the places we go, every memory feels too close. I tell myself I'll be okay, but healing doesn't work that way. The world keeps spinning, moving on, while I'm stuck on the same old song. It's not the music, it's your name, hiding in every melody. I thought I'd learned how not to feel, but my heart still makes it real. Even happy songs make me cry. They remind me of what I lost. I'm laughing with tears in my eyes, trying not to count the cost. I dance around it, I pretend like I don't miss you like I do. Even happy songs make me cry, 'cause they don't sound right without you. Late night, headphones on, trying to feel something else, but every beat pulls me back to loving you by myself. Maybe one day I'll hear a tune and it won't hurt like this, but tonight every sound still ends with missing you. Even happy songs make me cry. I don't know when this will end. I hear the joy in everyone, but I can't feel it yet. I'm getting better, that's a lie. I'm just learning how to hide. Even happy songs stick may cry. to hold, just leave it, change your mind. I learned to want you silently, like that would make it easier on me. I said, do what you need to do, like I didn't already know. The needing space meant losing you just slower than I hoped. I left the door unlocked on purpose, didn't say your name out loud. I didn't ask you to stay, I just hoped you would. I made it easy to leave, like loving you quietly could do some good. I didn't ask you to stay, I kept my heart restrained. But hoping feels a lot like waiting, and waiting still feels like pain. I smiled when you talked about change, like it wasn't already here. You said this doesn't mean goodbye, I pretended that was clear. I kept my needs folded small so they wouldn't scare you off. I mistook being understanding for not wanting enough. You never promised me tomorrow, I just assumed there'd be one. I didn't ask you to stay, I let the silence speak. I told myself love shouldn't need to ask someone to choose me. I didn't ask you to stay, I stood still instead. I thought if I didn't pressure you, you wouldn't leave my head. Maybe love isn't saying don't go, maybe it's hoping they don't. I kept my mouth closed long enough for you to walk out slow. I didn't ask you to stay, but I felt it every day. Every time you chose a distance over what we couldn't say. I didn't ask you to stay, and that's the truth I live with now. I let you leave without resistance, but it still broke me anyhow. I didn't ask you to stay, I just hoped you would. And sometimes that hurts more than asking ever could. I kept the calendar in my head, remember what we never said. I fixed the quiet before it broke, turned every crack into a joke. I carried us through ordinary days, said it's just a phase, it's just a phase. I learned the weight of unsaid needs, and called it love and called it me. You never saw the work it took to keep us standing straight. I held us together until I didn't, until my hands gave out. I kept believing effort was love and silence didn't count. I held us together until I didn't, until I couldn't pretend that love should feel like carrying someone who won't carry you back in the end. I softened every hard truth so you wouldn't feel accused. I said it's fine when it wasn't fair. I stayed so you wouldn't have to care. You lean on me like I was sure, like I would always endure. I thought if I stayed strong enough, you'll finally notice us. But love isn't supposed to feel even when you're not alone. I held us together until I didn't, until my voice felt thin. I stopped asking where you were going and started asking who I've been. I held us together until I didn't, and that's when it all fell through. Turns out love doesn't collapse loudly, it just gets tired of you. Maybe you thought I'd never leave because I never complained, but I was burning quietly just to keep us the same. I didn't walk out angry, I didn't slam the door. I just set down what I was holding and couldn't lift it anymore. I held us together until I didn't, and I don't hate you now, I just wish you noticed the moment before my strength ran out. Held us together until I didn't, and that doesn't make me weak. It just means love needs two people, now I'm learning how to bleed. So if it ended quietly, that's the truth of how it was. I held us together for so long. I forgot who I was. I used to talk with my hands, with my eyes, say what I felt, never think twice. But somewhere between loving you, I learned what not to do. I started choosing my words like glass, afraid they'd break us if I asked for anything more than space, for anything with my name. You never said I was too much, but I felt it every time you shut down. I learned to be quiet with you, learned how to swallow my truth. I made my feelings easier to hold by leaving most of them unused. I learned to be quiet with you so you wouldn't walk away. I lost my voice trying to keep something you were already halfway from anyway. I nodded when I wanted to cry, said it's fine when it wasn't right. I learned how to listen instead of speak, like my silence was loyalty. You said you liked how calm I was, how I never asked for much, but calm was just me disappearing. Slow enough you didn't notice, I mistook peace for love and silence for enough. I learned to be quiet with you, held my needs out of sight. I dimmed every part of me that wanted more than nice. I learned to be quiet with you while my heart stayed loud. I was screaming in my head, but I never made a sound. If I spoke up, would you stayed, or was I always in the way? I kept shrinking just in case love meant leaving no trace. I learned to be quiet with you, and it cost me who I am. I confuse being gentle with not taking a stand. I learned to be quiet with you, but I won't be that again. I deserve to be heard even if it's not by stopped asking real questions so we wouldn't start a fight. We learned how to talk in circles just to make it through the night. You said everything's okay, I said it back the same. We both knew what we weren't saying, but neither took the blame. I felt the ending in the pauses between the words we chose. I let the silence decide for us when I was scared to speak. I waited for the truth to surface, but it stayed quiet with me. I let the silence decide for us instead of saying goodbye. We didn't end with broken voices, we just slowly ran out of time. I noticed you stopped reaching first. I noticed, but I stayed. I told myself not to push too hard, like love should work that way. You looked relieved when I didn't ask what was already clear. So I learned how to read your absence instead of keeping you here. I kept thinking if I stayed calm enough, we wouldn't fall apart. I let the silence decide for us. I chose peace over truth. I mistook a void in the moment for protecting me and you. I let the silence decide for us, and that's how we lost our name. We didn't choose different endings, we just stopped choosing the same. Maybe love isn't meant to end this quietly. Maybe someone should have been brave, but I was tired of being the only one who said what we couldn't say. I let the silence decide for us, and now I see it clear. Not speaking is still a choice when you're afraid of what you'll hear. I let the silence decide for us, but silence still takes sides. It doesn't save what's breaking slowly. It's just said die, it just said die. We never said it was over, but we both knew. I stayed quiet in your corners, learned your world from the side. I watched you shine in the center while I faded into your life. I laughed a second too late, let you finish every thought. I was always in the picture, just never where you looked. You said I was always there, like that meant enough. I loved you in the background, out of focus, out of frame. I was there in every moment, but never in your name. I loved you in the background, where you didn't have to choose. I held the parts you leaned on, but never felt seen by you. I learned how not to interrupt your dreams, your doubts, your days. I made myself easy to keep and easier to misplace. You talked about the future like I wasn't in the room. I memorized the sound of you calling absent space. I confused miss you now. I just wish you'd see me before I learned how. I loved you in the background, but love needs room to breathe. I won't fade myself away just to be something you can't keep. I was never absent, just unseen. I kept my voice low when you pulled back, like love could scare you away. I learned to read the weather in your eyes and dress for colder days. You forgot the things we used to say. I remember them all. I kept the lights on in our room while you stopped coming home at all. I felt you leaving long before you left, but I stayed anyway. I stayed calm while you drifted. I held on when you let go. I kept my hands open for you while yours were letting me go. I stayed calm while you drifted, soft in every goodbye. I loved you like you were still here, even while you were saying goodbye. Turned your silence into patience, told myself this was love. I stayed careful not to ask too much or ask what you become. You said you needed time to think. I gave you all of mine. I stayed present in the moment while you were already leaving the line. I thought kindness would bring you back, but it just taught me how to wait. I stayed calm while you drifted, while my heart stayed awake. I was still choosing us while you were choosing escape. I stayed calm while you drifted, trying not to feel replaced. I kept loving the person you were, not the one you became. Maybe love isn't meant to be this quiet. Maybe it's not meant to fade this slow. I kept the door open just in case you forgot which way was home. I stayed kind while you drifted, and it cost me my peace. I confused being gentle with not asking you to meet me halfway. I stayed kind while you drifted, but kindness needs to be seen. I deserve someone who stayed, not someone slowly leaving me. You left behind. You were still here, but your eyes were gone. talking to me like I wasn't the one. Your touch felt distant, your voice felt low, like you were already halfway home. I can't believe that you turned back around. That love just got quiet, not breaking down. I held the door when you let it close, still saying us when you said I don't know. I felt the ending before it was said, every silence hanging over my head. You left before I could let go, before I was ready to lose you. I was still holding the pieces while you were already through. You left before I could let go, before goodbye had a name. I'm still here learning the ending, you already walked away. Your jacket's still hanging by the door, like you might need it once more. I replay words you didn't mean, looking for something in between. I asked if you were staying or not, you said I don't know, and I held on to that. I stayed too long in the in-between, where loving you still felt safe to me. You made it sound like time was on our side, but you were leaving in your mind. You left before I could let go, before my heart caught up with you. I was still fighting the ending while you were already new. You left before I could let go, before the truth could settle in. I'm still breaking the habit of calling you mine again. If I knew that night was the last one, I would have held you harder, stayed longer. I would have said all the things I was saving for later. Now I'm talking to memories, like they might answer me. You left before I could let go, before I learned how to breathe, without your name in my chest, without you next to me. You left before I could let go, and I'm still here in the past, trying to grieve something slowly you already let collapse. You were gone before goodbye had a name, and I'm still